Okay, Julius, let's do your notes for March 2022. Right, let's start off with part A, mountains and Everest. So, Mount Everest is the second tallest mountain in the world after the Himalayan mountains. Okay, the sentence is not really correct, it's incorrect. Mount Everest is the second largest mountain in the world after the Himalayan mountains. That's also not correct. Mount Everest is the second tallest mountain. That is also incorrect. And Mount Everest is the closest mountain to space. Okay, that's a much better way of saying it. Okay, so just note that Mount Everest is not the second highest mountain in the world. The second highest mountain is K2. And you don't use tall for mountains and peaks. You use high or you use elevation. And the Himalayas are a range of mountains. That is, they have a lot of mountains in the Himalayan range. So they are a range of mountains. They are not a mountain. That is, they are not a single mountain. So Himalayas are a range of mountains. There are many different mountains, and these two mountains, K2 and Everest, are in the Himalayan range, right, of mountains. Okay, Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. It lies in the Himalayan range. Its summit is at an elevation of 8,849 meters, or about 29,000 feet above sea level. So that is the correct sentence and the correct fact as well, and a fact as well. Right, so part 2 is pound sterling. So we did some tests and there was some confusion. So that is the symbol of pound. Right, so GBP or pound sterling. So that is £3.75, £4.50, £4.5, not 50, £4.5, £10, 55p. So that is 0.55. So that is 55p. So that is 10p or 10 pence. Remember, there are no cents. There are only pence in pounds or just p. And similarly 90p, 50p and 5p. So please note the symbol for pounds is this. And the symbol for pence is this. That is simply right p. So remember, pounds and pence. Okay, so that's it for part A. Let's go on to part B, speaking and conversations. Alright, so how does the washing machine work? So you have three options. Too much, not often, like this. Like this is the answer. Or that is the way you will speak. So suppose there are two people and you or somebody else asks you, how does the machine work? Like this, you show them, you press a few buttons and you show them, or like that. Right, so how much does the machine work? Too much, or just a bit, or just or. And how often or how frequently does the machine work? Not often, very often, or frequently. So look at the questions. Always listen to the questions and you will be able to give the correct answer. Right, number 2, I prefer swimming to tennis. I do too. Suppose somebody tells you, I prefer swimming to tennis, you tell them, I do too. Or, I don't. You can't say, I can't have it, or that's better. It doesn't make any sense. So, I prefer swimming to tennis. That means I like swimming more than I like tennis. So, I do too, or simply same here. Right, number 3, let's have a pizza. Not again. It doesn't matter, not at all. So, not again is the best answer. So, suppose you're talking with someone and they tell you, let's have a pizza. You tell them, not again, I've had so many pizzas already. Or, do you mind having a pizza for lunch? Not at all. Then, if the question is, do you mind having a pizza for lunch? Then, yep, you can say not at all. However, it's just an offer. Let's have a pizza. It's an offer, it's a suggestion. Right, number 4. I'll write a letter to you, and that will be nice. Not let me post it. If they are writing the letter to you, how will you post it? They have to post it, or he or she has to post it. It hasn't come yet. Of course it hasn't come yet because he or she hasn't written it yet. First he has to write it, or she has to write it, then she has to post it, and then you will receive it. So I'll write a letter to you. That'll be nice. I'll wait for it. So I hope that was clear. Okay, reading and writing, part C. So general reading and writing. Okay, not all classmates are friends. Classmate is a person who studies in your class. So I have 20 classmates and 3 of them are my friends. Okay, I have 40 classmates and only one of them is a friend. Only one of them is a friend of mine. I have about 30 classmates and 1 or 2 are my friends. Okay. He also doing this when baby penguins are born. That is not a sentence. He also does this when baby penguins are born. Not he also doing, he also does. Number 3, in spring, lots of penguins come together on the beaches of Antarctica. That is also incorrect. In spring, lots of penguins, not lots of penguins, lots of penguins, or many penguins come together on the beaches of Antarctica. So watch out, don't get tricked. Okay, guessing words. This is the place where people have lessons. And then this is the choice. So you have C. So this word begins with C. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So total 9 letters. So class is, yep. Is it okay? Yes, it's okay, but you need 9 letters. Class is only 5 letters. Class consists of only 5 letters. So classroom, that's the correct answer. Number 2, at school, you can look for information on this or write your homework on it. So again, you have C, then blank, 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 blank. So C and 7 blanks. So 8 words, 8 letters, sorry. So classbook is not correct. It doesn't fit the blanks. There are 7 blanks and you have exceeded them. Right. Secondly, you can look for information on this. So that's what this sentence says. So you can look for information on this. So if it's a class book, you can't look for information on it. Right, you have to look in it. And you look for information in a book, not on a book. Lastly, and just what is a class book? Right. So this is not a word. Class book is not a word. You can have class pace book. That makes sense. But class book is not a word. So the correct answer is computer. Right. So note for the reading tests. Always read the passage. Read the questions properly. And third, confirm your answers by quickly rereading or confirming or rechecking the sentences applicable to the questions. No matter which test you're doing, always follow this method. And additionally, do not rush, do not speed read, do not assume, and read the questions properly. Why? Because some questions, they're designed to fool you and to trick you. Sometimes that's how the questions are. So they want to make sure you're reading them. Right, part C, fill in the blanks. How to do fill in the blanks? Always read the entire sentence with the blank. Say blank out loud or in your mind. This way you don't make a mistake. For example, please send me some more work blank. I have nothing to do all day. Or please send me some more work dash. I have nothing to do all day. So you can say blank, you can say dash, whatever you feel like. So please send me more work later, I have nothing to do all day is not correct. Please send me some more work as I have nothing to do all day. all day, or because I have nothing to do all day. Right, so had you read the entire sentence, you would have gotten it right. Okay, that's that. Time. Okay, let's look at time. We've done time before, but still there's some confusion. 10 to 7 is 6:50. Somebody says, what's the time? Was you ask somebody what's the time and they tell you 10 to 7, that means it's 6:50. So somebody asks the time, you ask the time and they tell you 5:15. That is 5:15. 3:45, 3:45. So remember in time, 2 means before, like 10 to 7. That means 10 minutes before 7. That's 6:50. Past is after, 5:15. That means 15 minutes after 5. Quarter is 15 minutes, half is 30 minutes. And AM and PM. That's the way you write AM and PM. Put a dot M dot or P dot M dot, especially when you do it in a test. So that's how you write time in a test. Okay, moving on to part E, sentence construction. Alright, so general sentences, lot number 1. Here is a postcard of my town. Good. My town is the biggest in the country. Good. So don't say my town is the biggest town in the country. Okay, that is also correct. It's not wrong. Or you can simply say my town is the biggest in the country. The most interesting part of my town is the ST tourist area. I think so. Okay, but I should be in capitals. You can't write I like that. So I think so should be in capitals. I think the most interesting part of my town is the ST tourist area. That is a much better sentence. Instead of saying, because this is sentence, you're writing sentences, you're not speaking. So the most interesting part of my town is the ST tourist area. I think so. It's not bad. It's okay. It's all right. But instead of writing like that, just write, I think the most interesting part of my town is the ST tourist area. Okay, in the evenings, I go to the swimming pool down my apartment. That's not a good sentence. Right. In the evenings, comma. I go to the swimming pool in my apartment, or in the evenings, I go to my apartment block's swimming pool. My apartment block's swimming pool. That is a much better sentence. Okay, let's look at lot number 2. My town is 5.8 kilometers big. No, that doesn't really make sense. My town is 5.8 square kilometers or square miles, whatever. The size of my town is 5.8 square kilometers. Right, so that's how you write the size of towns and cities or whatever countries. Not big. Okay, number 2. The nicest part of my town is the playground. It had a slide, a seesaw, a swing and more. That's not a good sentence. The nicest part of my town is the playground. It has a full stop, not comma. It has a slide, a seesaw, a swing, and many more things, or a lot more equipment. The nicest part of my town is the playground, which has a slide, a seesaw, a swing, and many more things. Now that's a much better sentence. Okay, so which has. Then you can continue it within the same sentence. Okay, number 3. I go to my friend's house in the evenings. No, look at friends. Look at the apostrophe. The apostrophe is after S. So that means we are referring to, or you are talking about more than one friend. So I go to my friends' houses in the evenings, because friends' houses, not friend's house. So don't make these elementary mistakes. Lot number 3. The nicest part of my town is that we have lots of tall buildings. Okay, that's not the spelling of lots. That's not a good sentence. The nicest part of my town is that we have the tallest building. That's also not correct. The nicest part of my town is that part where we have lots of tall buildings. Now that makes sense. The nicest part of my town is where we have lots of tall buildings. That's much better. Number 2, I will go to one of the building in the evening. No, that's not correct. I go to one of the buildings in the evenings. Right, now that makes much more sense. One of the buildings, because it's more than one building, so one of them. So them is buildings, not the building. Right, so not just a single one. So give me one of the cake. That is incorrect. So give me the cake if there is only one cake. Right, so that cake, the cake. Or give me one of the cakes when there are more than two cakes. Right, so two or more. So one of them, one of the cakes. Okay, that's that. Let's go to part two of sentence construction. Using vocabulary to construct sentences. Okay, evidence. You need evidence to prove your idea. Okay, it's not very bad. You need evidence to prove your claim. That is, you're saying something that is your claim. Whatever you're saying, you're claiming it. But can you prove it? You need evidence. So, claim. Scientists say that eating too much red meat causes cancer. Is that right? That is a claim made by the scientists. That's what they say. So, person number two says yes. Okay, is there any evidence? Yes. Okay, where research data? Alright, that is not really evidence, but it can be constituted as evidence. Okay, so I think that sleeping too much is bad for health. Is that right? I think so. Is there any evidence to back that claim, or any data or any research to back? That means to prove that claim. To back that claim means to prove that claim. To prove the claim. To back that claim. Scientists say that eating too much red meat causes cancer. Okay, scientists claim that eating too much red meat causes cancer. It is claimed by scientists that eating too much red meat causes cancer. So, I claim, you claim, he, she, it claims. It is claimed by them. By whom? By them. The scientists. Right. It is claimed. Sometimes there is no pronoun like it. There is nothing it. So, instead of saying that, you can't say it's claimed. So you have to say it is claimed that. It is claimed that eating too much red meat causes cancer, and not it claims that eating too much red meat. No, that would be incorrect. It is claimed that eating too much red meat causes cancer. Okay, so that's that for sentence construction. Let's wrap up this video with vocabulary and pronunciation. Right, so colleague. Remember, colleague is a person you work with, or a person who works with you in the same office as you, or in the same workplace as you, whatever. That's a colleague. Not a college, colleague. Classmate, or the person or the student in the same class as you. He or she is your classmate. Mayor is the head of a city or a town, usually the head of a city. But towns can also have mayors. Journalist, a person who writes for a newspaper or a news company. That's a journalist. A reporter, a person who reports live, like you can see them on the news. They're reporting live from some place. They're showing us some events that are going on. So that's the difference between a journalist and a reporter. Cameraman is a person who takes photos or videos of events. Very good. Okay, the last part, pronunciation. All right, colleague, not college, colleague, and colleagues. Watch out for the Z. It's not Z, it's Z, colleagues. Right, 3, possible, possible. Possibility, number 4, possibility. 5, possibilities. What are the possibilities? Possibilities. 6, legal, legal. And 7, illegal. So at ill, you have to break it at illegal. Right, legality. Number 8 is legality. 9, jaywalking. 10, jaywalker. 11, German. The R is very soft, so German. 12 is Canada. Number 13 is Canadian. Canadian, not Canadian, Canadian. 12 is Canada, 13 is Canadian. 14 is women. Women. Right, not woman. Women. And 15 is Los Angeles or Los Angeles. So different countries have different pronunciations. So Los Angeles or Los Angeles. Usually they say Los Angeles in the US. Right, so that's it for these notes for March. So watch these videos, write your notes, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.